I was in a relationship, engaged to a man, and planned my future. Was going to get married, white picket fences, babies, travelling, all the dreams.
There were many terrifying experiences for me as a child, and I can probably pull out a dozen.
I was home, my whole family was home. My father was beating up on my mother. It was a regular occurrence.
I could hear noise and we were both asleep, and I came out to my dad basically drunk, hanging over the side of the chair, just disgusting.
10 days after he first returned from overseas was the first time I had to call the police for domestic violence. And that was really horrible because I had given him my everything.
My father would shoot at me. He would chase me and my sister and my stepmother with a knife.
He took out a gun. He was about to shoot her. His mother, which is my grandmother, fell to the floor and she had heart palpitations, so we had to call the ambulance. That's the only reason it stopped him from doing what he did.
It turned really violent. My mum had blood pouring out of her ear and it was just horrible, and then my brother woke up and I was kind of like, do I go help my brother or do I go stand in the middle of my mum and my dad?
With him, being terrified was a constant because he was so erratic.
2 nights later he tried to stab me with a screwdriver.
It was like it wasn't real. It was just like it shouldn't have happened.
It started when I was little, and we did the midnight escape with the neighbours helping us when I was 4, and we hid from him for quite some time. And but then for some reason my mum thought it was appropriate to send us back to him every school holidays. So this happened from 4 until I was 15, I think the last time he beat me.
He would just turn into a monster at any given time if things didn't go his way. And if I was bad, my mum would get the blame for it. Not only would I get the blame for it, but my mum would get the blame for it, so I had to be careful what I did every time so my mum wouldn't suffer.
I just couldn't believe it. The man I loved was going to stab me. And I pretended that I had a headache and had to go to the chemist and buy some Panadol, and I got in the car and I drove down to the shops and I sat in the car and I called my best friend and sobbed. And I cried and I cried and I just said, what have I done? Why me? And I went to the chemist and I bought some Panadol so it looked like I had done what I said I would. And then I got in the car and I went home. And I got back into the bed that night and I laid there awake all night next to him with my keys and my handbag next to the bed and my phone there. And I kept another set of keys in the car so that I could get out of the house quickly and get in the car and get away if I had to.
But I still chased his love. I still chased that approval from him. Just wanted to hear him say once, I love you. He never did.
I got out, packed up, had padres in my house, literally packing up boxes and opening cupboards and pulling things into boxes. Packed it all in a truck. Drove my car out to the middle of Whoop Whoop, had no idea where I was. Called a taxi and got a taxi to the airport. Got on a plane.
It was hard. It was 22 years of hell, really.
I'm still very broken. Very broken. And it's very hard.
Well, I do hope that there is somebody out there that can see this as being an opportunity for them to know that they can deal with it, and there is light at the end of the tunnel, and there are people out there that can help them through it.
And life goes on. And I have hope. I've always had hope. That's the main thing.